The debate surrounding the 2024-2025 NBA MVP race is reaching its climax, and the latest episode of NBA Countdown provided a fiery discussion led by Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A. Smith, Malika Andrews, and Bob Myers. At the center of this conversation was the head-to-head matchup between Oklahoma City Thunder's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, and Denver Nuggets' Nikola Jokić. The question at hand: should SGA's breakout season and Oklahoma City's dominance outweigh Jokic's continued brilliance and historical performances? One of the most contentious points in the discussion was the idea of whether MVP voting should prioritize individual dominance or team success. Stephen A. Smith was adamant that SGA deserved the MVP this year, citing not just his statistical dominance, but also the way he has led OKC to the best record in the Western Conference. The Thunder, as pointed out in the segment, have the best net rating in the NBA and rank first in defense, a key separator between them and the Denver Nuggets, whose defense sits at 17th in the league. Smith emphasized that winning should matter in the MVP conversation, and since February 1st, OKC had the best record in the league at 15-2. However, Kendrick Perkins and others pushed back on the idea that Jokić should be discounted because of voter fatigue or the expectation that he had already won 3 MVPs. Perkins highlighted Jokic's historic 30-20-20 performance, which had never been achieved in NBA history. The Serbian center's ability to impact every facet of the game, from scoring to rebounding to facilitating, sets him apart from nearly every other superstar in the league today. Perkins even went as far as to suggest that Jokić is knocking on the door of being a top 5 center of all time, a claim that stirred significant debate on the panel. The discussion also raised an important point about the evolution of MVP criteria. Should voters continue prioritizing a player's all-around impact on the game, or should the weight be shifted toward rewarding the best player on the best team? While Perkins acknowledged SGA's excellence in defensive prowess, he remained hesitant to anoint him over Jokić solely based on team success. What made this debate particularly fascinating was the raw emotion and conviction displayed by each analyst. Perkins' defense of Jokić was impassioned, while Smith was unrelenting in his assertion that SGA should not be cheated out of the MVP award, as he believed happened last season. The segment also touched on the idea that MVP odds shifting drastically after Jokic's 30-20-20 game was unreasonable. A single historic performance should not have the power to append an entire season's worth of consistency from another contender. Another element of the discussion worth noting is how both SGA and Jokić impact their respective teams. While Jokić is undoubtedly the engine that makes Denver's offense flow, SGA has become the unquestioned leader of a young, dynamic Thunder squad. His ability to score at all 3 levels while maintaining elite efficiency is a testament to his growth as a superstar. As the segment pointed out, he leads the NBA in 20, 30, 40, and 50-point games this season, which speaks to his scoring dominance. Furthermore, his defensive prowess is something that separates him from Jokić, whose impact on that end of the floor is not as pronounced. Ultimately, the MVP conversation is always subjective, but the broader question remains: what should define the award? If it is purely based on individual brilliance, Jokić has a strong case. But if team success and defensive impact are factored in, SGA emerges as a clear frontrunner. As the NBA season heads into its final stretch, performances in high-profile matchups, such as the game between OKC and Denver, will be crucial in shaping the narrative. What is undeniable, however, is that this debate is far from over. The final few weeks of the season will likely see both players make compelling cases for the MVP award, and the discussion surrounding the criteria will only intensify. Whether it's Jokić adding another chapter to his already illustrious career or SGA officially announcing himself as the NBA's next superstar, the 2024-2025 MVP race will be one to remember.